Hi YouTube, Happy New Year. If on your New Year's resolution list for 2023 is starting your own business, well then this video is for you. If you're wondering about which professionals to involve in the founding of your business and which professionals would help you go the distance in making sure your business is set up for future success, but also future bumps on the road, and if on that list of professionals you've been wondering about the benefits that a lawyer specifically can provide for your business, then this video is really for you. Because in today's video, I want to talk about, first off, start by debunking some of the myths about working with lawyers, and directly and indirectly following that, address what are concrete benefits of working with lawyers and what are some ways that your business will truly be able to reap the rewards today and in its future if you've done your homework today and worked with the right legal professionals and made sure you've invested in your future success. That being said, right off the bat, I want to say congratulations for finally putting this dream of yours into action. If you've made it to this channel, if you found this video, clearly you're at a stage where you are researching and looking seriously into starting your own business and what that entails, the goods, the bads, and maybe a little bit of ugly as well, but hopefully not too much of that. So that being said, some of the myths or the stigmas or negative connotations we've all heard about working with lawyers include, of course, that lawyers are expensive, working with a lawyer is time consuming, and at the end of it, what value did I really get? Those are things, you don't have to be a lawyer such as myself to have heard about those, to have heard those comments made, right? So maybe in part hearing those comments is also what's led you to this video. Maybe you're wondering, is all that really true? My name is Pam Matani. I'm a business lawyer. I'm also the founder and principal lawyer here at Graphene Business Law. Of course, it's a law firm. We are in Ontario, Canada. We're able to practice anywhere in the province and serve you virtually as well. And business is all we do here. So when I'm putting this video together, I'm talking about something I'm really passionate about, but something that also I've invested a lot of time in, and I've seen a lot of different scenarios, and I'm at a place where my firm and I can really help you into actioning your business dream. So I mentioned those sort of negative connotations of working with a lawyer, and we're going to go through each of them, if you will, but through addressing their counter. So the positive, the actual positive of working with a lawyer, and why these connotations simply aren't true. There's of course a few bad apples here and there. There's a few, and by bad apples I mean on the practitioner side, there's practitioners of every industry, okay, that maybe aren't the best at what they're doing, but that is not law specific, right? There's doctors like that, there's bricklayers like that, there's barbers that are going to give you a bad cut, there's designers that are going to put together something questionable, there's chefs that don't put it together on the plate that well. Like, that's a fact of human nature, right? That's not a law specific thing. It's not lawyers that are we really getting value out of lawyers, because lawyers actually can provide a ton of value to your business and, well, I think to society as a whole, but that's a whole other video. So what are some of the positives of working with a lawyer in starting your business? Whatever stage you're at, whether you've got the dreams, up here, whether you have a business plan, whether you opened a shop, a month ago, it's always a good time to include good help. That's always going to be the case, okay? Now, one strong benefit of working with a lawyer, of course, is that that's a professional that can add a lot of clarity to your business life, right? So you're sitting there with a head full of dreams, which is a great thing. Society needs dreams and needs hope to survive. But where in that dream of yours, have you, starting at the beginning, have you decided what kind of structure, business structure you want or need is best for you? Right? So when you are coming to a lawyer, a business lawyer, and you're talking about your business and you want to be an entrepreneur and you've got this special product or service, it's always one of the two. And, we got to start at the beginning. And maybe you don't know what that beginning is, right? So are you incorporating? Are you a sole proprietor? Do you have partners? If you do, what kind of partnership agreements are in place? Do they protect your interests first and foremost? Of course, business interests, but also you as the human in there, right? So what is the very beginning of that situation? What are your business dreams for down the road? Because that's also going to impact what kind of business structure you set up for yourself. And that'll impact what kind of employment contracts you have. And that will impact what kind of data share and intellectual property documents you have and paperwork you have in place. And that will also impact, you notice the list here? That will also impact what your space needs are, right? So all of these things are realities of having a business. You're going to need a space, whether it's in a basement, a garage, your bedroom, you know, a high rise, whatever. You're going to need a human space. You're a human. You take up space. You and your business will need space. You're going to need employees if you get big enough, right? You're going to need good agreements in place for selling and for buying. It's so hard to be, you know, like that isolated. I can't imagine a business where the human operating it never speaks to anyone, deals with anyone, does anything, right? Like that's not how business works. And in being knowledgeable and proficient and prepared, a business lawyer can help you. We at Graphene can help you make a linear, you know, setup out of all of this, because life goes like this, right? But having this linear setup in place allows you for a place to get back to, no matter where on the spectrum you are, right? You always have this safe line, this, you know, concrete material you've put together with a lawyer to protect the integrity of your business, okay? And to advance your interests as well, right? So it's not about just survival. We're putting things together that can help you thrive, that can help your business thrive. And I know, you know, self-doubt and excuses and all of this, like we're all human, we all do that. So part of what might be going on in your head as well, if you're in the beginning stages, is, well, let's see where this thing goes. I'm not sure if I need all of that right now. Okay, let's see where it goes. But you didn't start this business to watch it crash and burn, right? Like you are doing this because you want it to go somewhere good. Follow up. If you want it to go somewhere good, are you investing something good? In other words, what are you putting into it that it's going to give you that output that your dreams were made of, that you dreamt up for this business and for your future with this business? Okay, so clarity. For all the reasons I just said and all the items I just mentioned, there's a lot more to that list of running a good, strong business, okay? But that's just to give you an idea of some of the things that, you know, a business lawyer can help you with, that we at Graphene Business Law can help you with, and make sure you're protected. Keeping in mind, starting a business is one thing, but somebody with a long-term vision knows that beyond the launch, we're hoping for a growth stage here. And, you know, sometimes past that, we either go up or we go down. And as a lawyer with my bird's eye view, I can help you with all of that, okay? The second thing, remember at the beginning we talked about lawyers are so expensive. Like that's one of the main things you hear. Okay. I once had a boss, I'm in Canada, he was in the US, and my American boss had this expression, an ounce of prevention is worth a pound of the cure, okay? Personal opinions about the boss aside, that's a really good expression that applies to the business sense of hiring a lawyer for your business and involving a lawyer in drafting your materials when you're starting out, and in drafting your materials when you get new employees on board, and when you get a new lease, and when you get, you know, new IP needs, when you have new IP needs, and when you have all of this stuff pop up, right? All that we want to put like this. For all the law firms I've worked at, I've never seen something go to trial, and I'm talking here the lowest level of trial. And to make my point here even more specific and relevant, I've only ever worked at business law firms because that's all I ever knew I wanted to do. For all of those firms I've ever worked at, I've never seen a matter go to the lowest level of trial for less than $10,000 to $20,000, 10 to 20K. Keep in mind, again, Ontario, Canada, that's the jurisdiction we're talking about. Less than 10 to 20K. Higher levels of court, easily we're talking 50 to 100,000. I have not infrequently seen it go past $100,000, $1 to $200,000 range. Is not a crazy concept. It's not. That's just the reality of legal costs today. When we're talking courtroom, right? When we're talking taking matters to trial. Now, some of these documents we're talking about here, industry standard, I think, if you're just starting off and your needs are not too complicated, you're not too hot and heavy yet, a non-disclosure agreement in terms of having a conversation with somebody that could really benefit your business, but you want to make sure it's confidential. Industry standard, I think, in Toronto, few hundred maybe for an NDA starting point, right? A few $100s, okay? And if that thing goes wrong, the consequences, I would dare say are limitless, but I gave you some estimates before of what things can cost if they go to trial. Certain documents, partnership agreements, depending on complexity, $1,500, $2,000, maybe $3,000, $4,000, $5,000, just right. We're not talking here about Coca-Cola's needs. We're talking here, you've got a lot of good dreams. You're very early in your business, putting something together to protect you. These are not exorbitant costs. And even for the highest thing I could cite in terms of drafting cost, I'm telling you, it's a fraction of the court cost, of the litigation cost. So, and I don't use these examples, and I don't say, and by the way, those are concrete numbers that I did a search on YouTube. I wasn't able to find anybody talking about real numbers and talking as transparently as that. Okay, so that's good information for you to keep at the back of your mind. But in talking about finances, of course, it's always going to be socially like a taboo topic, but I don't mention this and the benefits, the financial benefits of involving a lawyer to say, money, no object. It's nothing. Just pay it. That's not where we're at, okay? I'm a business lawyer. I've seen a lot of bad things. I've seen a lot of, financially tight situations. I know the struggle. I'm a business owner first, right? In order to practice as a business lawyer in the shop, I have to be an owner first. It's my shop. So I know the realities of how hard it can be to put $2 together, let alone 500, let alone 1,500, let alone, 5,000. But if you're serious enough about your dream, you're going to be driven by how to best fuel that dream. And one of the best things you can do to fuel that dream is make sure that it's legally adept, that it's legally adherent, that it's legally strong, okay? And not just strong for survival purposes, like I mentioned, but strong enough to advance your interests because of the strong paperwork you're putting forward when you're talking to somebody and when you're going somewhere, and the strong negotiations you're putting forward, okay? So with the money thing, with lawyers, regardless of the profession, there will always be people that feed negative stigmas. I can't comment on that in a lawyer-specific way. There's always going to be, plastic surgeon writing up the bill. There's always going to be a barber telling you need an extra curve at the back of your head writing up the bill. There's always going to be, a lawyer writing up the bill, right? Like, that's human nature. That's not a law-specific thing. But most of us are competent and we care enough about you and your business to do a good job, and are careful and are well studied and are knowledgeable and have practiced and have experience, and all of that leads to a scenario whereby financially you are better off involving a legal professional earlier in your business as opposed to when things go bad. Because when things go bad, it's a matter of how bad. When you're safe and things are good, it's a matter of how good can we get this thing. And that's a totally different conversation, literally opposite, okay? The third point I want to make is that working with a lawyer, there's a bird's eye view involved from my side of the table as a legal professional compared to your side. You have a bird's eye view as to your special sauce, and nobody can take that away from you, okay? I remember very early on in my career, I worked at an entertainment shop. It was North America's largest entertainment corporation, by the way. So we're talking all the A-listers, all the actors, directors, producers, people at the top of their game. And I mention that because sometimes it might be, an intimidation thing. Oh, am I stupid? I need a lawyer because I'm stupid. What? I can't read a document? Man, I'm just so nervous. I'm going to go there. They're going to think I'm so dumb. They're going to this. No. I worked with people at the top of their game creatively. And the best thing they did was acknowledge where they're at and how good they are at what they do, but also how much help they need at all the things that they don't do. So what that means, how does that translate into a conversation for you and I? Well, when you come to, Graphene Business Law, we're not just, putting on the, like that, I forget what the word is, if it's, perhaps not spectacle, but those, really funny glasses that do like a super zoomed in view. Not a magnifying glass, by the way, that's not what I'm talking about. Those things you see in the movies where it's like this super stretched out thing that's looking at only one thing on the paper, like only the one dot on top of the eye. That's not what we're doing. When you come to us with a need, we're going to treat you as a human being, and we're going to take care of you and hold your hand and make sure that the rest of your business picture is okay, right? So even if you come to us with a very specific business need, one vendor agreement, one acquisition agreement, one whatever, right? I'm still going to ask you questions and say, hey, how's your IP? Are you taken care of? Do you have, outside of the bigger words that we might all know, like trademarks and copyrights and patents, outside of that, which is maybe more, those buzzwords float around a little more. Do you have data share agreements? Do you have privacy policies? Do you have the appropriate terms and conditions? Do you have, non-disclosure agreements? Are you able to comfortably and safely and beneficially talk about your special sauce in a way that will protect your business and enhance it? Okay. If you're a business owner, well, where's your space at? Do you have a space? If you do, are you happy with your lease? Are you protected with your lease? Leases can be anything from triple net, which is you as a tenant taking on so much responsibility and so much cost, to the landlord taking care of everything for you. Like there's spectrums, right? So where are you with that? When it comes to, your employees, is that setup going well for you? Do you have, depending on whether you have full-time employees or independent contractors or part-time employees or seasonal employees or student employees, where are you at with that? How safe and good is that for your business, and how amenable is that to having a business that thrives 5, 10, 50 years down the road for you, right? So having that bird's eye view of all the things I've seen go wrong in a business, of all the things I know you need to have a good business, I'm always going to use that to benefit you as the customer coming through the door with your business dreams, right? And so I'll leave it at that. I'll recap the benefits as being, there's a lot of clarity in working with legal professionals, and through that clarity comes time savings. You don't have to run around. I've already run around. I've run around my whole life and my whole career. So I can help you and synthesize it into one conversation, right? Outsource. You take care of your special sauce. We can take care of the rest as lawyers. So the clarity and the time and the money, we discussed that. An ounce of prevention is worth a pound of the cure. And just that bird's eye view, I can help you catch things that you might not even have known were there. Okay, so I'll leave the video at that. I want to end the same way I started, by saying congratulations on your business dreams. Congratulations on doing your best to make it a reality this year. It's not easy, but I think there's a saying out there that nothing that's easy is worth having, or something like that, right? This is a journey where there are ups and downs, but the ups taste so sweet knowing that you have been able to overcome challenges and you've put in work to get here, right? That experience, that life experience is always going to be worth a lot, and it's always going to be worth something good. So congrats on working to make your dreams a reality this year, whether you're starting up as a side hustle or whether you've quit everything to run your business this year. Hats off to you. And at Graphene Business Law, we're here to help with all of your business needs, from launching your business to its growth, and in case circumstances lead that way, to the conclusion of your business for whatever reason. So thanks for watching, and we'll end there for today.